Hi, welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing the weekly horoscope forecast for the week of September the 17th through the 23rd, 2018. I'm doing them all for all the zodiac signs in one actual slide or one presentation, one video. So for those of you that are newly tuning into my channel, please go ahead and hit the red subscribe button on the bottom right hand corner of this video, as well as the notification bell icon, so that way you can be notified of any future videos that I do publish. That being said and done, let's get into your horoscope for this week. So Aries, this week is going to be very powerful for you. What I see this week for Aries is that there is going to be some difficulties around you expressing things that you are feeling right now. There could be some negative vibrations that are coming into your aura, into your energy, mainly from other people that you may be dealing with in your work life, your workspace. But there's a lot of divine protection. There's a lot of divine protection there as well for you. And a lot of you could be feeling like you're kind of forcing or having to really get your point across by being more forceful this week. And this is something that is not a negative thing to do. It's a very good thing. So if you're finding that you're needing to kind of be a little bit more of an alchemist and transmute that energy and make it into something positive, or actually align yourself with other people that share your vision and what you feel, go ahead and do this and honor that part of yourself. There's also a sense that you could be feeling like you are losing out on some opportunities by maybe choosing something to do something else, or there could be some money that you're not making right now, and that could also have you kind of in the slumps, because a lot of you out there are very driven by money. Not that you're ambitious, but you are really driven by money, and let's face it, we live in a world where we need money to survive. So if you are feeling this way, just know that these are temporary feelings. It will get better. Definitely will get better, but you just have to be very patient right now. And this could actually cause some kind of rift between you and a specific partner later in the week. Not necessarily that this is a very bad thing, but there's going to definitely be conversations exchanged about what you're feeling and maybe the income that you're getting. Maybe there's something that went wrong financially, and it's just like a snafu, but it's going to be something that is definitely going to be communicated. And like I said, this week there's a lot of focus on emotions and your financial area, and that's what's really highlighted this week for Aries. Thank you so much for watching. Taurus, this week you're going to be feeling a lot of emotions that are sort of have you feeling like trapped in a relationship, trapped in a situation. This is something that hasn't just occurred, it's been occurring for a very, very long time. You could be feeling like there's no hope, or you can't get out of this, and it has you almost in a depressive state. So if you're finding that you are in this way, you just need to keep the faith. Right now, Spirit is basically telling you that this week is going to be a week in which you really just need to keep your faith, keep going, knowing that you're making all of the right decisions, even if it doesn't feel like it. And by keeping your faith, you're able to find solutions. So let's say you are in a relationship and you are the one that's not really with financial independence and you're depending more on your other partner. This is going to be something that's going to be shifting over the next couple of weeks and months, but you really need to lay the groundwork right now, whether it's getting a pen and paper, writing down ideas, things that you want to do that could possibly generate income, kind of get your foot back and get your power back and step more into your power. This is something that's definitely going to be happening. With your emotions, it looks like you are also going through a spiritual awakening. Many of you out there that would be Taurians, you would be going through a spiritual awakening, and kind of there's a lot of shifting and moving more towards the light, into your light self. And you'll feel a lot more balanced when you are focusing less on your problems and more on the future and more on your, what you want to manifest. So you just right now need to be very strategic and really kind of elevating to your higher self through meditation, through prayer, and really aligning yourself with the most positive influences in your life, and stepping away from any negativity, any insecurities, and that way you can actually move and gravitate more towards what is coming to you. So the energy this week is going to be like almost in the late evenings, in the nighttime. when most people are asleep, you may actually be awake and thinking and kind of connecting to your spirit guides, connecting to a higher source. Your intuition, your third eye could be going off. But there is a lot of focus on getting your financial security and having that independence that you so need right now in your life. Like I said, Gemini, there's a lot of good energy and positive energy that's coming in this week. A lot more of you feeling more in your love life and romance. There's a lot of rekindling. There's a lot of good energy that is surrounding you in this area. A lot of you could be feeling more intuitive and feeling more connected to your partner, to your soulmate. And so there's a lot of things that are highlighted more around relationships this week. A lot of passion, a lot of desire to really be, for those of you that are single and maybe not are not with your soulmates right now or twin flames, but there's a lot of focus around a relationship and really making it work. And also there's a celebration. It's a time of celebration that is coming up. So a lot of you could be celebrating, whether it's a birthday for someone or a wedding or an engagement or something, but there's something that you are celebrating, whether this is an accomplishment. There's a good light energy that is coming up very soon for you, and a lot of strength. Spirit is basically telling you that this week you are very much powerful in everything you do, and you are tapping more into your spiritual side. So if you have made any decisions that maybe you feel like you regret a little bit, sometimes we have that kind of regret, but ultimately know that if you are feeling a little lonely at times, this is a good thing, because as Geminis, you get so caught up with the energy and other people's energies and just socializing and working. So this is really going to be a good time this week for you to kind of just sit back and kind of think more about what you want to do and where you want to go. Cancer, this week for you, it's going to be a week in which there's a lot of highlighting that is taking place in your home life. There could be a lot of questions that you're having right now, whether or not this is, your home is where you want to stay, or if you want to be moving here soon for a lot of you. So this is going to be an area where you really need to just ask yourself, what is it that you want? What is going to make you happy ultimately? And so once you're able to do that, then you'll know, and you'll feel a little bit more peace of what is your next decisions or what needs to be done. But there's a lot of happiness that is being shown around your home. This is your, maybe not where you're necessarily happy, but it's compared to when you're at work and you go, or you're in, at your friend's house. When you go back to your home is your temple, it's your sacred space. So a lot of you could be feeling a little bit more inclination or pushes to being more at your home. There's also like this weight that you are carrying right now on yourself that is not your burden. It is not your weight to be carrying. This is more on a spiritual level and an emotional level, but it has to do with somebody else that is going through struggles. And it feels like you're taking on a lot of this energy this week, and you are holding on to things that really you shouldn't be holding on to. And so you really need to let go of it, because ultimately what it's doing is causing you, it's wreaking emotional havoc on you, and it's also diluting and kind of making you see things that are not really there and preying upon your insecurities. It's almost like when you have a best friend and they're going through an issue, and you kind of start thinking, well, what if, I go through that? Or, these are like kind of signs of things that are happening in my life, and you start kind of mirroring those kind of things. So you really just need to kind of step back of it. But there is a finality around all of this. And so Spirit is telling you just to be prepared, whether this is your best friend or whoever is going through these issues. There is a finality to that situation and a more positive outcome. But Spirit is really asking you to stay more in your zone and focus more on what you need to accomplish this week. Leo, this week for you, Leo, this is going to be an intense week. You may be finding that you're feeling like you're really fighting other people's battles. You're really having to be more vocal and just really kind of put yourself way out there. Not necessarily sure of where you are stepping, but you know that you're not going to stop and you're not going to back down. You're really going to go for what you want. So this could be speaking more to your relationships right now and energy around, maybe an ex that is getting on your nerves, or someone, that ex may be with another partner right now. And so there is some conflict, there is some things that are coming up, but you have the upper hand. So even though you may feel like you're surrounded by darkness and that you don't know exactly what is coming next, and you may not be able to read this person or really understand why they're acting so erratic, just know that this is temporary. There's going to be more revelations that will be made to you, but ultimately you are the king, you are Leo, and you are very powerful. And so there's a lot more happiness that's coming into your home space. And you just need to stay more positive, because there's a lot of new beginnings that you're going to be embarking on. And there's a new energy coming into your life. So those of you that are single right now, Leos, there is going to be somebody that maybe really intrigues you, or really you kind of vibe with on a personal level. And so you won't be single for too long. But ultimately, you need to take things slowly and just let things gravitate naturally and organically towards you. And that's the message for this week for the sign of Leo. Virgo, this week for you, Virgo, is going to be a week in which there's a lot of disruption, and it doesn't start off as a very positive week. And that is something I don't like to share, that kind of news, but this is what I'm seeing. And this has to do more with your home life and your family. So whoever in your life, if you're in a relationship with someone, there's a lot of arguments, a lot of negativity, there's outside influences, there's control, there's a lot of different factors that are kind of emerging right now and coming to more to the forefront and more prevalent in your life. You could be feeling like you're not balanced, or you are the one that is causing all of this, or there's just like a dark cloud hovering over you this week, Virgo. But there is going to be a lot of you starting something new, something kind of pushing away from this negativity. It's almost like this all has to happen so that way you can be ushered into a new space and kind of really start fresh again. So whether this is a relationship, a breakup in a relationship, or this is you just walking away from an old job that is affecting your home life, this is something that you're basically going into a more positive area, and there is going to be more of a reward for you. There's going to be more prosperity and more focus on your income once you leave this situation, because it seems like it's holding you down and it's causing a lot of stagnation in your finances, in your area of really your money and your family. It's affecting your family, because a family is not going to feel very good if you're very limited and on resources and income, and you're kind of having to really kind of really struggle and just get the basic necessities. It creates a lot of strain in your family. So this is kind of what I'm talking about in the beginning of this horoscope for this week for you, that you are going to be feeling this kind of abrupt change in your home life. But it leads to positivity. So don't see it as a negative. It's not necessarily all negative. There is positive out of this. So this is your horoscope for this week, Virgo. Libra, this week for you, Libra, it is going to be a week in which you're feeling almost like you are mourning something. You are feeling a loss. So you could have recently experienced some kind of loss, whether it's a loved one that's passed on, and you are harboring onto some guilt or some burdens that you feel like you are responsible for. But there's a lot of tears and a lot of sadness right now, and that's kind of the energy that starts off the week. You could have recently had an argument with your loved one, an argument with a partner, but there's something that really has you starting off the week feeling very almost like you're not very strong, not confident. And so Spirit is basically telling you to really kind of push past this. You are very magical. You're very powerful. You have that ability and that intuition in you to really move past whatever is going on. So if there are some discussions or you are feeling some sadness, this is temporary. It will go away. And there's a lot more of your archangels around you protecting you. And so if you are feeling like you are in a position right now in your work where you're not able to really shine or really express what you want, or you're just not happy, Spirit is basically telling you that this is a time to start contemplating your next move, whether you want to move up or maybe put in a request to transfer to a different department, or just ultimately get up and move to a new job. There's a lot of changes that are coming through. There's also a male in your life right now that could be feeling like very dark energy around him, almost like he is not very truthful, and there's a lot of lies and things that are being hidden. And whoever this is in your life, Spirit is basically telling you that it's going to ease up a little bit, whatever he is going through, and it's affecting you. But at the same time, you need to really have that communication with him and really contemplate whether you want that energy around you long term, because if this is something that you're going through either in a relationship or a friendship, it's something that is going to continue to repeat. It's almost like a cycle that is continuing to play out. So again, this is going to be something that you need to ask yourself, Libra, and really ask yourself if you really want to continue with that. So this is your horoscope for this week for the sign of Libra. Scorpio, this week for you, Scorpio, you are going to be feeling very much in love. There's a lot of loving energy that's coming in. So if you're in a relationship, or you are contemplating on, if you're single and wanting to meet that partner, you could be on the verge of really kind of connecting with someone on that level. There's also the sense of that you've been judged by someone wrongly, or they have cast kind of some kind of judgment on you and really have hurt you on a deeper level. This could be more around your family or someone that you care about, but they really have taken you for granted. And so what is happening right now this week is that Spirit is saying that there's a lot of turnarounds that are going to be happening, where this person will be able to see the light, and at some way on a karmic level they're being held accountable for their past judgment or their past hurting you. However they hurt you in the past, they're now being held accountable. And so you could be feeling almost like, when this is happening, that you are protected, and you could be feeling kind of vindicated on a certain level. But on another note, you could be feeling kind of attacks from a different angle. So this could be someone that that person is with now, their family, but you feel like you almost are, you're seeing karma being played out, but at the same time you feel like you're still being attacked by other people, if that kind of makes sense. So it's like energy coming in that's good, that's positive, and there's energy that's going out. And so there is a battle between light and darkness, the light self and the shadow self this week. So you really just need to kind of step away from that, and then whatever you want to work towards, or whatever you're planning on doing, there's a lot of questions right now that Spirit is saying that you're asking yourself whether or not you can accomplish it. But you know that you're Scorpio and really are very strong, and so it's like, why are you even asking yourself those questions or doubting yourself? You have the upper hand, you know exactly. So you just need to take a leap of faith right now and really go forward with what you are wanting to accomplish. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Just go forward. You are fearless. You are divine. So this is the message for Scorpio for this week. Sagittarius, this week for you, Sagittarius, you could be feeling like you are needing to get some counsel from either a wise person, someone who is like a medium, a psychic, a shaman, a healer. There's someone that is very intuitive that you kind of go towards to get some insight, because right now in your life you have a lot of questions. You're asking yourself, where is your next chapter? A lot of you could be asking about your love life and really wanting to know what is being seen and that level of your love life. And so Spirit is basically saying right now that you just need to be calm and kind of really don't worry about it. There is going to be time for you to get those messages and receive those messages, whether, like I said, it's you consulting a spiritual advisor, or you just pulling some cards for yourself, or pulling out the pendulum and kind of just moving it around and seeing what it says, yes or no. But you are turning to sort of like divination, and you're turning to more towards your inner soul and kind of really trusting more your intuition. And there is a lot of love right now focused around a relationship. So those of you that are in a relationship, this is a good time to be in one. For those of you that are not in a relationship, this is going to be a time in which you need to really just focus more on love and manifesting what you want, and it's coming. But there is going to be a lot of uphills later this week in a love relationship. So like I said, if you're in one right now, kind of use the love in your relationship to kind of push past any kind of external people that are causing drama. There's almost like this element of people on the outside of your relationship kind of trying to make problems or create problems, either because they're single and they're not happy with their own love life and they want to get you back to that kind of to their level, or because they're just jealous of what you have with your partner. But there's a sense of kind of defending your relationship and defending that energy and not letting other people really take advantage of you this week. And this is the message for Sagittarius this week. This is the horoscope for Capricorn. Capricorn, this week you're going to be finding there's a lot of worries that you've had in the past, over the past couple of weeks, around finances and how you're going to, maybe manage to pay a bill or manage to buy something in the long term, whether this is a deposit down on a new apartment or a home. But there is a lot of focus right now on your money and where that situation is concerned. And there's a lot of good energy that will be flowing in over the next couple of weeks and months for you. So it's kind of like you're now getting almost like a glimpse from an intuitive level or from a spiritual level that you are going to be okay. So the battles are, that you're having to face right now around your finances are short-lived in the long term. But right now you could be feeling more in your zone, almost feeling like you're having to protect your living space, whether this is, a lot of drama that's being caused by other family members. But there's this kind of in and out of energy, and it's almost like you are kind of protecting yourself and kind of shielding yourself away from family. Maybe you don't feel like you can communicate with them because every time you do, there's an argument that kind of comes out. But there is this cycle that you're completing now, and this is more at a level that is karmic, and so you're stepping more into a new phase in your life and a new way of approach of handling things that are more negative and problems that come up. So Spirit is basically telling you that this is a week in which you just need to accept it. Don't resist any new changes, even though if they're abrupt or they may seem kind of way out there. Just accept what is coming, because again, this is going to usher in more positive energy in the long term for you. So this is the horoscope for this week for Capricorn. This is the horoscope for Aquarius. This week for you, Aquarius, there's a lot of changes that are coming in. It's almost like you're entering a new season in your life. It's very exciting, but at the same time, there's a lot of questions and a lot of different directions that you may be feeling a little overwhelmed this week, and trying to define and really kind of streamline what you're feeling right now, processing what you're feeling on a deeper level, whether this is in a relationship or this is in a friendship or this is in a business association. But there's a lot of different directions. You're almost like in a compass, and you are looking at the compass and you're really kind of trying to see what direction that is going to be going in. And so there's a lot of new energy, new changes that you're planning and methodically and strategically are trying to implement, but you are doing it in a way where it doesn't affect your relationships and your partnerships. And so there's a lot of illumination. There's a lot of good energy that is flowing into you this week. At the same time, there could be some feelings of anger that are coming towards you, being directed more from a feminine energy in your life, whether this is a friend or this is a family member. But there's something that's coming in this week that's kind of disconcerting on a certain level. There's a lot of almost like jealousy. I don't know, but it feels almost like there is some forms of jealousy that is being exchanged. It could be now that you are being, in a position where you're having a lot more of success, or you're having more validations than what they, are having in their life. And so they kind of are looking at this and trying to compare themselves to you, or really just trying to see how they can be like you. But ultimately, they're not really being their authentic self and aligning themselves with their true self. And so they're trying to really kind of emulate what you're doing. The thing for this person is that they don't realize that they're really just creating this ball of negative vibration and anger that essentially is going to be more self-destructive for them. So kind of stay away from that, pull back, don't take part of it, because it doesn't serve you any good this week. And again, there's a lot of focus this week around your finances. You could be feeling like things are more balanced, but at the same time, you could be feeling like you're going to have to spend some more money, whether this is on you trying to further yourself in your career, or there's just expenses that are coming up because based on what you do professionally or for your career, whatever it is, there's some form of money that is escaping. So Spirit is really trying to tell you to maintain that balance, kind of really review your finances. If you haven't taken a look, or you have someone like an accountant really uh, doing this, ask for some kind of weekly report. Really pay attention to the numbers right now around your finances, and you'll be okay. So this was the horoscope for this week for Aquarius. Pisces, this week for you is going to be like you are feeling like you're almost having to put out a lot of battles. You're fighting, or there's a lot of disagreements with a lot of people in your life, whether these are friends or people that are feeling like you're almost like ignoring them, or you're pushing them aside to really focus on another area of your life right now. So you really need to be careful with who you're isolating, who has always been there for you, and they may now be feeling like you forgot about them completely and you've turned your back on them for whatever reason. Maybe it's to make another person happy, or to really just focus more on your life. But whatever you're doing, there's this sense of neglect. And so you really need to be very mindful of that, because there's going to be a lot of things that could result with from all of this energy, from not really focusing on that. And yes, you may be the master at your craft, and you do have free will, and anything you can manifest. Yes, that is true in your life, but there's a lot of sense that there's a battle going on and to come this week. So you could be feeling like you're kind of alone, and really feel a little depressed at certain times if you're pushing a lot of these people away. There's also a need to really control your temper this week, and really focus on your energy and what you're feeling energetically, because there's a spirit is basically saying that there's a lot of energy that is escaping from you, and you may not be feeling very balanced when it comes to your emotions, and it could be affecting, like I said, friendships, relationships. So really kind of ask yourself, what is it that you want, the energy that you're trying to project, and that will help you kind of navigate this week. So this was the horoscope for the sign of Pisces.